Welcome to another retro review, guys. Today we will be reviewing the Transformers Generations Deluxe Class Skywarp. And look, you can see me. Hi. So here is Skywarp. He is a Decepticon, if he looks familiar. Yes, he is a purple Thundercracker, essentially. different personality, different colors, but the same look. For those of you that are new to Transformers, you got some artwork of Skywarp over there. He is a Decepticon. Here are some product shots right here. His Cybertronian jet mode, his two rotating cannons instead of the spinning assault cannon. I kind of miss the spinning assault cannon now. Here is his tech specs, and yeah, his intelligence is it's pretty low. Skywarp is kind of the dummy of the three. I'm just gonna tell you right there. Skywarp could use his teleportation ability to tip any battle in favor of the Decepticons. Too bad his circuits aren't sharp enough to figure out when and where he should use it. Instead of creating an unrivaled tactical advantage, it mostly gets used for harmless pranks. Bet she didn't see that coming. So yeah, he's kind of a jokester. And for this artwork, got this nice artwork of his leg disappearing mid teleport. And I didn't do this in the Thundercracker review. I can't find the one that I opened, but here is basically the comic book that comes with it. So yeah, it's an alright read. I don't know what the heck's going on because I don't keep up with the IDW continuity. And what's funny about this is that I swear this thing is more about Starscream than anybody else, and Skywarp literally shows up in one page, like this right there. That's the only page Skywarp shows up in. And there's Soundwave, but yeah. Anyway, we're not here for the comic book. We are here for the figure itself. So let's get the camera lowered a bit. All right. And here we have Skywarp in his Cybertronian jet mode. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say. It's just it's the same exact jet, just with different colors. Got the black and purple, which is personally my favorite color scheme, but he isn't my favorite Seeker. If you guys know my channel, purple is my favorite color. So having this guy is like eye candy. It's like this grape purple, and it's so nice, so nice. What I found interesting is that the black on certain bits of him are like this glossy black. Like right here, you see how that's like really reflective? That's glossy black. The feet right here are glossy black, but the fin and the wings are just, you know, just normal, like straight up black. So are the legs right here. So, and the little toes are glossy, which I think is the same for Thundercracker. So it's kind of weird that they did that, but yeah, instead of a yellow cockpit, it's orange, and you know, you can still see his head down there. They didn't change anything about the mold. So yeah, and for comparison, let's go bring in Thundercracker, and yeah, you can see what difference a color change can make. They look like two different molds, honestly, if you to the untrained eye. So as you can see, Thundercracker has a yellow cockpit instead of an orange one. I do kind of wish that they kept the light piping for Skywarp that Thundercracker had. You'll see when we get into robot mode. Essentially, he has red eyes and he has orange eyes, which I find weird because all three of them are supposed to have red eyes. So, and the same goes for Starscream. Starscream actually does have orange eyes, which is kind of unfortunate. I would have loved all of them to have red lights piping, but either way, the light piping on this is really good. So yeah, here's a top view of the two. Obviously, so with Thundercracker, his paint apps are a bit nicer because he's got the silver, like lots of silver around him. With Skywarp, they kind of just went for this really drab gray, which kind of sucks because it would have looked nice in silver, but you know, it's Hasbro. What do you expect? So yeah, here are those two compared. Really nice, really nice. They look really good together. Here is Skywarp's rotating cannons, and it's literally the same exact weapon, just different color scheme. You know, just to bring Thundercrackers for comparison, same exact weapon. What I do notice with this weapon and for Skywarp as well, everything's a lot looser, and that might because not that yeah, excuse me, that might be because of mold degradation. Basically, I mean this mold is I think it was made in 2012 possibly for Starscream, and then 2 years later came Thundercracker, and then basically 2 years later came Skywarp. So they had this mold basically, and you could really tell because like these cannons right here, do you see how loose these are? I mean, it's not bad. It doesn't like flop around or anything, which is good. But the tolerances, it definitely has aged. And that's not because these figures are old. That's literally how it came into the packaging. Like for Thundercrackers, you can see how tight I'm like actually trying to move this. With Skywarp, it's just yeah. Which is unfortunate. And you know, the same actually goes for Skywarp himself. His wingspan, his wings are a bit looser. When we get into robot mode, a lot of the problems start to show up. So yeah, with that, let's go get Skywarp into his robot mode. I'm gonna make a cut because we already know the transformation from the Thundercracker video, so we don't need to see that. All right, blasting off. And here we have Skywarp in his robot mode, and he looks pretty damn intimidating. Only Decepticons can make purple and black look evil, and yeah, he looks like the way he should. I don't know what else to say. Here, yeah, I mean, he's literally just a repaint of Thundercracker and Starscream, but it's so nice to have these characters in a short, you know, time span. The articulation is the same. You got the head on a swivel. You got that joint I was talking about. You know, swivel right here at the arm. These two joints right here for like the forearm, and then wrist swivel. His legs can do that motion right there, back and forward. Got a little bend, and you got the feet pivot. This one is considerably tighter than Thundercrackers, which is funny because a lot of the joints here feel a lot looser. Like I said, with the wings do feel a lot looser compared to Thundercracker, but that's okay. I mean, it's not like I play with these figures anymore. I just put them on the shelf, and yeah, he looks pretty dang intimidating. And you know what? The orange works well, I think. For him at least. On Starscream, it's you'll see in the next video. I prefer the red, but really good light piping. Almost any light can basically, you know, light up his eyes. For comparison, here is Skywarp, and then we'll compare him to his brother Thundercracker. And yeah, so now you can definitely see the world of difference paint can make in making new characters. These two don't look alike whatsoever at first glance. They just, but what I'm trying to say is, like, you can tell about their personality. You know, you've got the sciencey guy right here, and then you got the soldier type who's also kind of a little dumb. So yeah, what's nice, but now you can see, excuse me, what's nice is that they still kept the purple energon glowy stuff. It's a little less obvious on Skywarp because of his whole color scheme. It kind of drowns out the purple over here. Unlike Thundercracker, you can see it conflicting with the blue. See, like, I almost, oops, sorry Thundercracker. I almost missed this little pink section right here. It's a very light lilac kind of purple, so I almost missed that first time around. So yeah, and as you can see, the gray that they used is a bit different. Like I said, this is a light drab kind of gray, while Skywarp or Thundercracker. I mean, he does have the silver bits, like on the back over here, but if you notice on the arm, it's kind of like a darker gray, which is weird. I don't know why the two are different. It's just weird, and I think the weirdest part is that Starscream's gray bits are like a mix between the two. So I don't know what was going on there. I guess it gives them more. It gives them more distinction. I guess you could say that. I do like how Skywarp's hands are different than Thundercracker's in terms of color. I do kind of wish that they painted this the gray at least, because you could notice with Thundercracker he's got silver knees. But yeah, if you want to see those two together, they look really good together. And then of course you can still give Skywarp his weapon. You could just, what I like to do is just, you know, put that in, and he can hold his weapon a lot better than Thundercracker. Probably because Thundercracker was super played with. Skywarp wasn't really played with because I think I was a bit old to be playing with him. I just got him just so I could display them together. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I got Thundercracker first, and then Skywarp second, and then Starscream I got last, which is why I'm gonna do his video last. So yeah, let's go give Thundercracker his weapon, just so you could see the difference. And it's a lot harder to give him his weapon. Come on, Thundercracker, hold it. Hold it. Come on, man, work with me. Alright. Please, stay. So yeah. That's essentially what they look like together. And, you know, sorry that this review is kind of like, meh. There isn't really much to say. He is just a purple seeker. So with that, if you see him on the market, you could still try and get him. He is a 6-year-old figure, so the prices might be a bit unreasonable. However, if you do have the Thundercracker, I mean, you kind of have to have this Skywarp, at least in this particular mold. I know with the new, I guess, Earthrise toy line, I haven't been paying attention because I have not been collecting Transformers. Like, I stopped. So the new toy line, I know that they have a Thundercracker, I know that they have a Starscream, I know that they have a Skywarp. So if you see them, I recommend picking up those three. It's nice to have all three characters. And you will see how all three of them would look like in the next video. So yeah, with that, have a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good night, depending on when you're watching this. Bye bye.